Hi, and welcome to another episode of Parabola. On today's episode, I will be discussing Neil Gaiman's Stardust. Interesting fact, I didn't even know Neil Gaiman was an author. I know it's ridiculous, but because the first thing I read from him was Sandman, the first in the series, and I didn't know that he was also a novelist. So I was, when I saw his name, I thought, okay, I'm gonna read one of his books and see how I like his style. And I decided to go with Stardust because I really liked the movie when I saw it, and I didn't think I would be disappointed with the book. So that's why I decided to go with this one. Now, Stardust is a fairy tale for adults. And the reason I say that, because if you've seen the movie, you haven't read the book, you'd say, why? It's pretty mild. Yeah, the movie, it's way more mild than the book is. The storyline the book is about Tristan, where, if we go back a little bit further, it actually starts with his father, who has a one-night stand with a fairy, and thus is born Tristan. And in the book, his father gets married, has children with his wife. Tristan looks a little bit different, mainly in the ears, but nothing too obvious. And he decides one day that he's going to get a star for this girl that he loves. He promises her that he would catch a falling star, and he does go into fairyland to conquer or attain this fallen star to bring to his beloved. Although she doesn't really love him, she just says, yeah, sure, you can get me the star, because she doesn't believe he's actually going to do it. Now, in the book, Tristan's adventures take a long time, like over a year, something like that. And he encounters many interesting characters along the way. We also have the story of the king and his sons, and they all kind of kill each other so that they can be the heir to the throne. In the book, most of the princes, they die fairly quickly. I guess there's Septimus and Primus, they last a bit longer, but they die fairly, like, I guess halfway through the book. There's also the evil witch, and in the book she pursues the star because apparently eating a star, or the heart of a star, gives them youth. So her and her sisters decide that she's going out to go find the star so that they can be rejuvenated, because they're pretty old and they're falling apart, so they need this fresh heart to give them more life. And then we have Tristan, who's promised this star to his beloved. So we have the other side story with the star is the princess. They need to find the rock or the stone rather, that every king wears. And this rock, this stone was actually what caused the star to fall. So we got all these different characters kind of going in the same direction to find the star. But Tristan gets there first because he's got this magic candle that takes him anywhere he wishes to go. So he gets there, he finds the star. She's pretty rude, obviously, because she's been taken down from the sky, and now she's maimed, like she's limping from a leg. She's hurt, and she's not happy to be in that situation, so she's not a very friendly girl, or star, or whatever you want to call her. Tristan is just thinking about his beloved Victoria, and that's all he talks about, and that's all he cares about. Now, I like the story. It was a fun tale to read, and like I said, it's a fairy tale for adults. There's that sexual component, and there's also pretty gory violence. At one point there's a unicorn, and he gets killed pretty violently. and there's a few deaths, and it's fun. It's well written. It's interesting. It keeps the reader wanting to know more and wanting to know what's going to happen. In the book, as a fairy tale, it kind of ends well. At the end, Tristan is the son of the daughter of the king who died, so being the last male surviving royalty, whatnot, he is entitled to the kingdom. However, him and the star, they want to kind of travel around and get to know the world and see other things before they take on the responsibility of being king and queen. Eventually they get there, and they live happily ever after until he dies, because he's human, so he doesn't live more than any regular human, but the star, she does live on and on and on, as she is immortal. I would recommend this book. It's a short book, easy read, over 200 pages. If you like fantasy, if you like fiction, and if you like a little bit of the grown-up genre in fantasy, this is a good book for you. And I mean, even though I pretty much told you the plot of the story, there's no big surprise because it is a fairy tale. Kind of like fairy tales used to be written, where not everything is nice and dandy. I mean, I guess it's a little bit better than the original fairy tales. I liked the movie.
I have a surprise for you.
Victoria, for your hand in marriage, I'd cross oceans.
You're funny, Tristan. Oh, Tristan, a shooting star.
I'd cross the wall and I'd bring you back that fallen star.
You can't cross the wall. Nobody crosses the wall.
Excuse me, have you seen a fallen star anywhere? We're in a crater. This must be where it fell.
Yeah, this is where I fell.
You're the star. You're the star? Really? Oh, wow.
You've seen stories of magical worlds, wicked witches, flying pirates, and dashing princes. But never has there been an adventure quite like this.
Everyone's talking about a fallen star.
When I find out, the glory of our youth shall be restored.
This is the part where you tell me who you are and why you're up here.
We're just trying to make our way home.
Touché.
You'd better be telling the truth, you two-faced dog.
I can get you one of them, actually. Very good guard dogs. They can watch the back and the front door at the same time.
Enough.
Where's the girl? You have seconds to live.
Now we shall begin.
I know what you are.
Get him.
It's just you and me now.
Not for long.
Hold me tight and think of home.
But it's very different from the book. I mean, overall, we have Tristan, and we have the star, and they fall in love eventually, and there's certain things that happen in the book that happen in the movie, but overall there's giant changes. It's a fun movie with Claire Danes playing the star and Charlie Cox playing Tristan. And if you're not familiar with Charlie Cox, he's the guy who plays Daredevil in the Netflix series. And then we have Michelle Pfeiffer, who plays the evil witch, and we have Mark Strong, who plays Septimus, and there is also Robert De Niro, who plays a captain who in the book has a very minimal time in the book, I guess, and in the movie they made his character a lot bigger than he actually is. But it's kind of fun. It's a light movie. It's made for children. It's pretty. It doesn't have the gruesomeness that the book has, and I guess they wanted to appeal to everybody. It's a good book and movie if you watch them separately. If you do want to watch them like one and then compare it with the movie, just be aware that there are a lot of differences. But if you watch them, so I guess if you're saying, okay, I'm gonna watch a movie so I don't have to read the book, it's different. So you're not gonna get the story of the book by watching the movie, basically. But as a movie on its own, it's fun, it's entertaining, it's light, it's fantasy. If you like that kind of genre, I do. So I watch pretty much those kind of movies anyway. But yeah, book is well written, and it just kind of explores our inner desires and the pursuit of happiness in a way, I guess. So I would highly recommend both. Again, keep in mind that there's major differences between the one and the other, but I would tell you to go ahead and watch the movie and read the book. 5 stars to the book, or 4 or 5 stars, and 7 stars to the movie. And with that, I leave you for now, and I hope you have a great day. Take care.